Well, Zach Wheeler and the offense did their job last night. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Social Media. To recap on last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals, as the Phillies defeat the Cardinals by final score of 4-0. As Zach Wheeler went 7 solid innings. As Hoskins continues to stay out with another home run. Realmuto also with a 2-run home run last night. Guys, before we get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So Hoskins with the second most home runs, over this past month, right? I mean, this guy is certainly heating up, and guess who has the most home runs over the last month? Kyle Schwarber, right? Of course, he really did not have a good series. He's really starting to cool off again. It's really a shame. We'll get to that in a little bit. But the Phillies take 2-3 against the St. Louis Cardinals. As Sergeant Gibby said in the comment section, the Phillies have not won a series against a team over 500 at Citizens Bank Park all year long. Well, that now changes, right? This is the Phillies' first series win against a team over 500 this year at CBP. I mean, how about that? I mean, it's very interesting. This Phillies team has been statistically so much better at Citizens Bank Park, playing home in front of their home fans. I mean, over the past, 5 or 6 years. But for whatever reason, this year, that's just not the case. I mean, this team has definitely been, a little bit better on the road. I mean, there's no question about it. Look at the scoring summary here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Hoskins over Sunday fly ball to left field. Pretty much a no-doubter, his 17th of the season, and the Phillies now take a 1-0 lead. So this guy is definitely seeing the baseball very well. And this is a guy that's definitely played good baseball, period, since the start of June 1st. I mean, he's really started to, put up, much better numbers than he was on May 1st. Guy was just not playing good baseball. He just really got off to a rough start, and I tell you what, he has really started to turn his season around, and I just love to see it. I mean, he has just played such better baseball, and he's the kind of guy that when he connects, when that barrel of the bat connects to the baseball, it's pretty much a no-doubter a lot of times. I mean, this is a guy you can just tell by the way he, finishes swing, that ball is going out of the park. So 1-0 Phillies. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Nick Castellanos singles on a line drive to left field. Hoskins comes around to score his second run of the ball game, and the Phillies now take a 2-0 lead. So Nick Castellanos with another clutch hit right there. Not only is he playing better baseball, but he's kind of coming up in bigger spots. And not something he was doing before, right? I mean, he just wasn't getting a job done in the scoring position over this past month. But I tell you what, this past week, he's definitely started to do a better job with that, so I love to see that. I mean, a home run, on Thursday. He didn't really have a good game on Friday night, but I mean, Saturday and Sunday, his bat definitely showed up. I mean, there's no question about that. We pick it up here in the same inning. JT Realmuto homers on a line drive to left field. A 2-run shot also scores Castellanos, and the Phillies now take a 4-0 lead. So a nice commanding 4-0 lead off of Adam Wainwright and the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, JT Realmuto absolutely, ripped that home run to left field. So now 6 home runs on the year for JT. I mean, this is also a guy, that has, played a little bit better over the past couple weeks, right? We've seen it. I mean, he's definitely improved a little bit behind the plate. This is a guy who, they tweak with his swing, right? They tweak with his swing, and, Todd Seleckley was talking about it. People in the organization were talking about it. If something's working, then why mess with it? I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And for whatever reason, they felt that they needed to mess with JT Realmuto's swing, and certainly that was a huge mistake. But I know he's working hard with Kevin Long to try to get his old swing back and try to get back to his old ways. And he certainly looked better over the past couple weeks. And he certainly had a good night last night. As that'd be your final 4-0 Philadelphia. We take 2-3 against the St. Louis Cardinals. And yes, I understand there's a little bit of a daring thought in the back of your head. Hey, I mean, if it wasn't for Kyle Gibson's lousy start on Saturday afternoon, we have swept the series, and the answer is 100% yes. It's definitely, disappointing, but hey, at least we didn't lose 2 out of 3. At least we didn't get swept, because we honestly, that really would have been bad. So at least we take 2 out of 3. I'm not going to complain. And we got the lousy Washington Nationals coming to town tomorrow. Kyle Schwarber out of the leadoff spot, a hitless performance. Down drops to 215. OPS down drops to 826. So I hate to see that, man. I mean, over the last 7 games, 2.7 average, a 250 in base percentage. Over his last 15, a 220 average, a 303 OBP. Over his last 30, 259 with a 363 OBP. I mean, in fairness, that double play, grounded into that ball was definitely hit hard, but the production has waned a little bit. It's a shame, but hopefully he can start to pick it up a little bit. It's just weird, though. As soon as the calendar month turned over the July, he hasn't been there. So hopefully he can turn that around. And Rhys Hoskins, 2 knocks last night, the home run and the double. So 17 home runs now for Rhys, 42 RBI, and 850 OPS for Rhys, a 257 average. So this guy has definitely been productive for sure. And as I said, he's a slow starter. He's a slow starter. I mean, this is the time Rhys lives for. Rhys Hoskins, this is the time. I mean, remember this last year. Remember when they had the season-ending surgery around mid to late August. Right? We're kind of approaching that. That's going to be a month and a half away, and this is when Rhys Hoskins really starts to play well. So if he can stay healthy, Rhys Hoskins is dangerous. Castellanos, only one hit was a big one. That line drive single to left field. So Nick Castellanos works his average now up to 248. OPS now climbs to 679. So 42 RBIs for Nick. And over his last 7 games, he's hitting 300 with a 300 on base percentage. But that's the thing, right? I think that is a little bit telling, though. I mean, over his last 7 games, he's hitting 300, which is great, but only 300 on base percentage. I mean, this is a guy that just needs to start drawing more walks. He needs to start seeing the baseball a little bit more. Derek Hall, long ball Hall. And we didn't get to see a long ball out of him, unfortunately, last night. As he gets the start out of the cleanup spot at the DH spot as well. And JT Realmuto, 2 knocks last night. Of course, he does rip that 2-run shot down the left field line. So 242 average now for JT. 688 OPS. So that OPS continues to slowly climb closer to that 700 mark. And I just can't wait until it gets there. 31 RBIs now for JT, 11 stolen bags, 6 homers. His last 7 games, he's hitting 259 with a 310 on base percentage, a 328 OBP over his last 15. He's just slowly but surely getting better. And all I have to ask, just hit around 270, 280. I mean, JT Muto is certainly capable of that. We don't need him to be hitting, around 300. We just need him to hit 270, 280. And in 2019, arguably probably the best year of his career, he hit 275 a year. Alec Bohm, 1 knock last night, but he kind of has a little sloppy play at third base, right? Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep the ball in front of you. So he seems to have trouble with that. He seems like he's scared. He is literally, you don't want the ball to come up and hit you in the nose. You got to keep the ball in front of you. 265 average now for Alec Bohm. It's pretty much sat around there over the past few days. Gibber Herrera gets to start out in center last night. Feeling, unfortunately, did get the night off from starting. So Dubel was able to collect a knock last night. I understand that, maybe he wanted to give Viewing a day off, and, it's because Adam Wainwright was on the mound. Of course, he's a right-hander. Oh, God forbid we have a, righty-righty matchup. We can't have that, right? The computer says that is just unacceptable. So we have to make sure it's righty-lefty, right? I mean, it's very important, right? Listen, I understand that was some sarcasm there. I understand the righty-lefty situation, especially later in the ballgame when you're, working with the bullpen. I understand that 100%. I mean, if I was a manager, I'd really look into that as well. If the guy has been so much more productive than all the other options out in center field, like Matt Fielding, I'd put him in line every single day. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, Herrera was coming off of a 3-hit day in Rob Thomas's defense, so he did have a 3-hit day on Saturday afternoon. So partly I understand it. Bryce decided his performance last night, but was able to draw a walk. And Yan Munoz gets a start at second last night. And he also was able to collect a knock, a 259 average now for Munoz in the short, appearances that he's played. But I tell you, he's really came up huge, right? I mean, that 2 RBI game-tying double on Saturday afternoon to tie the game at 5 at that point. So, I mean, this is a guy that's certainly been productive. I think we've all enjoyed, watching this guy play. It's cool to see other names come up and really start to produce, right? It's really cool to see that. So Zach Wheeler start last night, 7 innings, 4 hits. How many runs as we pitch a shutout, 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. I mean, I tell you what. I mean, proving the haters on. Haters are gonna hate. Haters are just gonna hate. I mean, I just love it, man. This guy is just a horse. Right? He's going to be an all-star, 100%. Low is a Z-rating down to 266. So it wasn't really ranking up the strikeouts last night. It was kind of the pitch to contact out of guy, and it's interesting because prior to his amazing 2021 season, he was kind of deemed the pitch to contact out kind of guy, right? He wasn't really the guy really known for striking a lot of guys out, but he really developed a good command with that fastball and slider in 2021, and he really started to figure things out with that, and that's when he kind of became a strikeout pitcher. But honestly, that may have started a little bit in 2020 as well, because honestly 2020 was also a very good season for Zach Wheeler. I think we can't forget that. He's been great since he arrived. And it's really hard to believe that this guy started off so rough, and look at where he is now. He's coming off of two rough starts, right? I said that last night. I mean, the national media thinks those were two rough starts for Zach Wheeler. Got 16 combined with those two games, 8 in each. And he went around 6 innings in each start. So, I mean, that's pretty darn good if you ask me. I mean, I understand he wasn't great. I mean, maybe living up to these Zach Wheeler standards, maybe that wasn't, a great start for him. I understand that. But when you strike out 8 in just 6 innings, you have to be doing something right. You have to be doing something right. Nick Nelson with a solid top of the 8th inning, walking one and just striking out one. And Corey Knebel pitches us a 1-2-3, top of the 9th inning, and strikes out 2. You held Nolan Arenado at bay last night, man. That was just great. And the only time he reached base, is when he hit that, that ground ball to Alabama. And I understand, yes, I mean, that ball was definitely hit hard, but Alabama could not handle it. He couldn't get the ball in front of him. And that was the only time he was able to get on base last night. And I tell you what, I understand Paul Goldschmidt scored some runs off of us, but we have probably the leading, 100%, not probably, we have the leading NL MVP candidate in Philadelphia. And honestly, I mean, what did he really do in the series? Not much. We were able to hold Paul Goldschmidt at bay pretty much this whole series. As I said, did score some runs off of us, no question about it. But we really did a good job at, keeping him quiet in this series. One guy we did not keep quiet in this series was Nolan Arenado. But that's okay. I mean, that's okay. We still take 2 out of 3. I'll take it. I will gladly take it. So we do not forget, we also took 2 out of 3 against the St. Louis Cardinals team last year in April 16th through the 18th. So we get a day off today. Happy 4th of July. I love this hat, right? This is the 2019 version. The 2022 version was certainly pretty cool, but it's $48. It's just so ridiculous how much these hats cost these days. 7:05 tomorrow night against the Washington Nationals as they come to town. To be determined for Washington. Chris Sanchez on the mound for the Phillies, on with a 4.60 ERA. Wednesday, a 7:05 start as well. To be determined for both sides. And 4-5 the finale on Thursday. To be determined for both sides. And another injury update for the Phils after we did lose Zach Eflin, in the starting rotation. A few days ago, as Ranger Suarez was placed on the 15-day injured list, retroactive to June 30th. With low back spasms. So there you go. Down goes another Philly starter. So that is why you're seeing Chris Sanchez's name as the Phil starter tomorrow night. So Ranger Suarez certainly hasn't really been himself all year. So not living up to last year's standards, which were certainly pretty high. I mean, he hasn't been terrible, and this really hurts his starting rotation. I mean, he's a good solid left-hander. So this certainly is a disappointment. But as I said, it was nice that they put him on the retroactive to June 30th. That way, that 15 days did start on June 30th. So hopefully he is back in less than 2 weeks. That's what we're really hoping for. And hopefully that's the same case with Zach Eflin. Really miss Harp. It's been over a week now. So we still got, almost a month and a half to go. Every time you turn on the TV, it's just weird not to see him in the lineup. It's weird not to hear, him really mentioned. So it's just a very weird situation. Also, terrible job by the ESPN crew last night. What was that? Were they commentating the game, or were they just talking about their personal lives? I mean, what in the world was that? So did we turn on the TV to watch the game? Did we turn on the TV, to watch what Alex Rodriguez was going to say about what he was going to do this week? I mean, this is just ridiculous. How about Reese Hoskins hit that home run? Not one word. And there's a deep drive to left field, and that ball is gone. Reese Hoskins with a solo home run, and it's 1-0 Philly. And they didn't even say anything. I mean, it was just like awkward silence. Number one, because I hate Philadelphia. And number two, because they were too busy talking about, what they were going to be doing this week. Who cares, guys? Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please share, engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Social Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Social Media. Card text 267-225-392. Email philliesmedia@gmail.com. Happy 4th, everybody. Proud to be an American, right? I mean, this is a huge day. God bless America. So off day today, 7 to 5 tomorrow night. Chris Sanchez on the mound. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phillies. See you guys.